So I think I understand what you are saying. I'm working very much with the meaning of the different senses in the relation to nature, and of course, some written words can never fully substitute the real situation. But if I have this situation in the classroom, there should have been several video machines, because it's our interaction, but it's also all the interaction and reaction around among different student groups, the whole groups. So to have it's a kind of it needs some kind of a session to get perhaps a good picture of what is happening, how people really respond, how this is interwoven the whole classroom situation, to get really how Sigrid or we or the teacher kind of together with the students create an atmosphere that is stimulating. If you see, and I think that's good. That will just tell quite much. Such one situation as a documentation.
Yeah, I like what you said then about, if you like, with the students.
Yes.
But I sense that, for example, I work over 4, 5, 6 years with people, and I've just been working with students now.
Yeah.
And we've kept going now for 4 months, just with one particular group. And they're actually starting to produce what we call their narratives.
Yes.
And I agree with you about the inspiration, but there's also something which still focuses on learning. So that if you're interested in your educational influence, it's very difficult to abandon, if you like, learning. And we need to go beyond it. We need to go beyond that. There's something that I think we're both saying, and I think you'll have it on the tape. Yours about the intuition, and I think we were both feeling that was really important. You're allowing the intuition to be expressed.
Yes.
But then these notions of the narratives, of generating them together, so your narrative, your student's narrative, your sense of inspiration is actually being experienced with your students, and over time you're getting their narratives of learning that you can connect with your own. Yeah?
Yes.
But what I suspect is that you'll find, when you try to explain your influence, and the description is very different to the explanation, that in my language, the reasons that you give for why you are doing what you're doing. Now what I sense is that you're very close to something that this guy Daniel Chow talked about in terms of love. And he used the French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan's idea. Now what I think you've both got, and you just see if I'm right about this, is that if we think about sexuality and energy, what Chow is saying, along with Lacan, is that we have the ability as human beings to transform that energy into the love for the knowledge creation. So when you're with your students and you're with yourself, what I believe I would see if you showed me a videotape, and Alan does this as well, I think that Alan shows beautifully his love for what not just he is doing, but in the space he is being with his students, as he's exploring the implications of inclusionality. So am I making sense here? That sense of an explanatory...
Yes, I'm thinking, yes.
Okay, so now my own anxiety, just at the moment, is this, that what I'm sensing, and I've got a lot of colleagues that I think you would enjoy. I've got a guy called Bill Scott and Alan Reid, and they're passionate about sustainability, environmental issues.
They could get stone dead with their discourse.
So this is my only anxiety, that in your passion for the sustainability and the environmental, and also for Heidegger, if you're really into Heidegger, then you want to be very careful here with the I remaining formal. So as I was listening, I was there feeling, right, with Sigrid last night, and also today with the video. I think Alan picked it out beautifully where Sigrid did right, and then now I think that movement is a really profound transformation.
Yes.
And you'll have it on the tape.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm grasping it. I feel now that I do understand, because tell me if I'm wrong. Is it okay that I try to sum up my own understanding now? Because otherwise this would just be in this room, and when we capture it on video, we can spread it wider.
Yeah.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah, that is exactly what I've been.
It's very strange because it's very obvious, but it takes some around to understand the wideness of it.
Yeah,
to
comprehend the whole. Yeah.
Yes.
I do think you will have a cultural influence. Okay, and that's very important in the sense of socio-cultural influence. So you can work with your students, which is a real focus for you, to improve and enhance with them what they're doing in their learning, their understanding of themselves, by making it published in your doctorate, and then spreading it with that free flow through web space.
Yes.
I believe you will be having a cultural influence which will be much wider than, although the classroom is absolutely so important, where you're expressing what you do.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You finally got through to me. No, but it's true. It's taken this long to fully understand what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I felt I really...
I mean, don't you have a sense of loss when you've been involved in a conversation and you've felt the excitement, the passion, everything flowing, everything coming together, and there's nothing, and then you go away and you think, there's no record of that.
Yeah, it's
there's
true.
no way I can actually convey to anyone else what was going on in that conversation. And yet, if you have a record, even if it's just a visual record, then people can see what was going on, and they can actually relate that with their own experience of being in similar situations. They don't necessarily have to, think themselves into the particular situation that we're in at the moment, for example, but they can think, now I've been in such situations like that, and I can understand, what it is, how we can suddenly get energized and activated, by the simple pleasure of a resonant conversation with one another.
Right. Now, if you hold on to that, and we've got the record, as well as the resonant conversation, as well as what Alan was saying about a resonant conversation, in the sense of if you'll just think now of yourselves together in the classroom, where you're in the actual activity, you're in the relationship, you're in that sense of presencing yourself, and it's not with reflection, it's you actually with an intuitive response and what feels appropriate in that moment as it's moving on in a flow. Now I think you've got this possibility of doing something which nobody else has done, and that is showing these processes over time with relationships in space. Now nobody else has done that. We've got glimpses, just glimpses. With Moira, with Alan, we've got about 5-6 minutes with Alan, which is brilliant with the boundaries and the video clip I put on YouTube. Now, where I think you could both take these ideas so much further in terms of what you're doing, and especially relating, there's something that I sensed last night, very powerful. Really, and again, I'm not sure if we're even focusing on a similar kind of quality. I think it would be nice to check this out, because with Alan, I was feeling that, where Kathy Morena said,